Next paragraph, personal property. Here's one you ought to know. Included in the purchase price is a fixed equipment, including ceiling fans, draperies, hardwares attached, lighting fixtures, mailboxes, fence, plants, and shrubbery as now installed on the property, and all of the additional items. Notice let's pull out the one on split funding here. Okay? It says range, refrigerator, washer, dryer, drapes, 2 window air conditioners, WACs or window air conditioners, and lawnmower. Now, let me tell you here. Right here is where you have a chance to get all kind of goodies for free. Okay? When you're sitting in the living room of a seller and you're filling out this contract, you just write on here what you want. Just write it down there, just like you want. Okay? And then we're going to do it like this. Here's how I go about it. I explain this contract to the seller, and I go through, Amy, this means that I'm going to pay you $30,000. I'm giving you $500 now. Of course, I wouldn't be giving her $500, would I? I'm giving you $10 now, and I owe you the balance at closing. This says that this identifies the closing cost here. As you can see, I got just about as many check marks as you do. I promise you, my check marks are in the cheaper places, though. This says here that your title is good, and over here it says that we're going to close within 45 days. Down here it addresses occupancy. It says you're living in it now. Put C addendum on that line. All right? And this down here says, Amy, that the range in the refrigerator and the washer and the dryer and the window air conditioners and the lawnmower stays. And then down here it deals with zoning. It says it's a single-family house. And, well, she hasn't stopped me. I just got all this stuff, didn't I? Didn't I? I'm not going to make an issue out of it. She hasn't stopped me. The stuff goes with the house. Now, you want to stop me on something?
Yeah, what?
This here says the range, refrigerator, washer and dryer, and 2 window airs and the lawnmower stays.
Why do you need a lawnmower?
Why do I need a lawnmower? Well, you got to mow the lawn. You know, I need the lawnmower to make sure that the next tenant or next occupant has a way to mow the lawn, so I don't wear out my lawnmower, and I just assume that it came with a house. Is that a problem? By the way, if she says, why do I need a lawnmower, what have I just obtained? Range, refrigerator, washer, dryer, drapes, and 2 window airs. So if she wants to worry about the lawnmower, was the lawnmower a problem? You love that lawnmower or something? Do we have a problem with the lawnmower?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. What if she says, I don't want that lawnmower to go? Better yet, what if she wants to argue about the range and refrigerator? Now, I'll almost never buy a house without a range and refrigerator. If she wants to argue about a range and refrigerator, I say, Amy, a range and refrigerator goes with the house. If you don't leave the range and refrigerator, I got to go out and buy one. If I got to buy one, maybe we need to turn it over here and talk about the down payment and the terms here a little bit more, because I just assumed that it came with the house. Are you really that hung up on that range and refrigerator? Besides, think about this, Amy. When you move, do you really want to lug them big old things around?
No.
So they're really not that important to you?
I guess not, then.
Okay, good. Next paragraph here says that the house is owned single-family houses. And that's about it. Down here deals with all the realtor stuff. Doesn't even apply to us. This here says that you got my $10. Any questions?
You're press hard.
The minute I say any questions, I'm going to let her go over this. She ain't going to read a word of this thing. She ain't going to know what she's reading if she does read it. And I'm going to let her go over until she says, no questions. And I'm going to let her sign it. That's the way I explain the contract. Now, whatever she balks about, I may be very willing to give it to her, huh? Right? Or I may not. You have no idea how much junk I've accumulated by just filling out that line. Why don't you go over there and inspect it the day that after they're out of it? Remember, you're not closing until they're out. Okay? Then could they come back in and steal it? On the other hand, it's free anyway. What are you losing? I'd say that the chances of them doing that after they've already moved out and agreed not to do it and put it in writing here are slim. But if that happens, what's the big deal? What's the problem? It's free anyway. They will. I'll change them. Right. So they won't be able to get back in. But truth is, I'm not going to. If I do a closing, I don't even go over to inspect it the day of closing anyway. I don't. I shouldn't you? But I just don't, because I don't care. They take it. They take it. They don't. But rarely will you find that a problem. See, if I get her to agree to leave it now, it's really not going to be a problem. That's exactly right. And boy, when they're moving out of state, you can usually wind up with a whole house full of furniture. Amy, you know, I can just take care of all your furniture problem if you want to. Or do you intend to move all this stuff all the way across the country?
No, I don't.
Huh? You don't want to? I don't blame you. Well, that looks like a lot of work. If you want to, I'll tell you what, I'll just make you a deal right now. Just buy the whole house if you like. The whole house full of furniture. You just leave it right where it is, pick up personal stuff, and go. Now, if she's got some nice furniture in there, she ain't about to give it to me, is she? But will she sell it to me dirt cheap? What do you think this whole house full of furniture would be worth if I were to buy it all? And you didn't have to sit here and piecemeal it and have yard sales and do all that stuff, and you could just pick up and leave. Give me a number.
500.
Oh, 500? I think I can live with that. I'm not even going to try to bargain her on that one, am I? Probably. Unless she's got a house full of crap. But many times they'll come back and say, 5,000. And I'll say, 5,000? What's your second choice? I said, Amy, I'm not going to pay $5,000 for a house full of furniture I probably couldn't sell for more than 2. Do you want to leave it or do you want to take it? You know, I'm in the furniture. If I'm going to buy this furniture from you here, I'm going to get a package deal. I'm not going to pay no $5,000 for it. So what's the least you would take for it? I said I could sell it for 2, Amy. If I can sell it for 2, obviously I need to buy it cheaper. See, I may or may not wind up with it for $19.95. Okay. Folks, I'm telling you, many times they'll virtually give it to you if you just ask for it. Because you're doing them a favor, really, if they don't want to haul it, and you are giving them money down anyway. They just soon not. Many times they're moving into apartments, and they want it anyway. Many times they're moving in with relatives. They don't need it, and they'd have to store it if they did take it. And sometimes you can buy it dirt cheap. What do you do if you buy a whole house full of furniture? That is after your wife gets through with it. What do? You have a sale. Have a yard sale right on the premises. And then have a furniture store come pick up the rest of it and give you whatever they'll give you. You pick out all the goodies. And half stuff in my house came from somebody else's house.
Save the rent and trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a quick question.
All right.
Say they're still living in it for a period of 10 days, but you want to show a contract or maybe even wholesale a house. How do you write that on there?
You're not going to wholesale a house that I'm buying from an owner-occupant that I'm taking over a loan, da-da-da-da-da. If I'm wholesaling the house, it's probably ugly as sin and she ain't living in it to begin with. If they are, sometimes you will find a house that they are living in that is ugly, won't you? If that's the case, I'll just tell them I need to show this to contractors and potential occupants and get their permission, or I'll just have them show it.
Would you put it in here? Under additional terms, conditions?
When I'm dealing with an individual directly, I'm not near as concerned about putting something in here as I am when I'm dealing with banks. I'll just ask her. Amy, is it okay if I send people over there? She says yes. I want to put as little in here as possible. And besides, if I know I'm going to buy it pretty soon anyway, it's really not that important to me, is it? If she don't want to show it, then I'll just wait till she's out before I start showing it. And I'll say, I want to send somebody to the outside. I'll send them to the outside and say, look at the outside. And if you like that, then I'll get you inside if you're interested. If you're concerned about me selling it before I have to buy it, then they got to see it. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be rare when I'm going to go out and do an owner-occupied deal that I got to sell before I buy, and it's going to be a junker. You're going to find more owner financing type deals or assumption deals when you're dealing with FSBOs face-to-face that are occupied than you are junkers that they're living in. I mean, this got to be in pretty bad shape for me to buy it at my price normally. Usually when it's in that bad shape, they're not living in it. However, well, I've seen people living in houses that you wouldn't think that any human being would live in. I've had houses with the junk piled up so high, I swear to you, you couldn't get into one room without crawling over the crap. You literally have to get up on the pile of garbage and crawl from one room to the other to see the rest of the house. You run all kinds, those are the kind of houses, though, you can steal, aren't they? When you're painting a wall, does it make any difference whether it's extremely nasty or just mildly nasty? Huh? Does it cost any more painting? When you carpet on the floor, when you tear it up and you take it out, does it make any difference whether it's extremely ugly or just stained? Doesn't make a bit of difference. The repairs are the same. When you're replacing a roof, it doesn't make any difference whether shingles are all blowed off or none of them are blowed off. it costs the same to fix it.
What about the trusses? Is that expensive to fix?
If they're rotten, what are trusses made out of? Wood. That'd be about a 1x8 in a neighborhood of 12 to 16 feet long. Wouldn't it?
Right.
You pop one out and you pop another one in. Nail alongside of it sometimes. What do you do if you can't get on the inside of it? What is over the trusses? Plywood. How's it attached? It's nailed down, isn't it? Takes a wrecking bar to pop it up, doesn't it? You pop it up, you replace it, and you pop it back down. How do you fix joists underneath houses? You crawl in there, lay on your back, and take them out and replace them, right? Oh, idiots do. You pop up the floor and you stand on the ground. You pop the old board out, put a new one in, put the plywood back. And then what do you cover the plywood with? Carpet. That's it. That's it. It's no big deal. Like I said, wherever there's wood, it's not expensive to fix it. Looks expensive, though. How do you jack up a house? Same way you jack up your car.
Only a bigger jack.
You put a jack under there, and this is a screw jack instead of a crank jack. You screw the house up, put blocks under it, let it down on the block. Sometimes they just leave the jacks under there, don't they? That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. They go around, they put jacks in the low places, and they jack them up till it's level. They put a level on the floor, and they jack it up till it says stop. They either leave the jacks in, or they put blocks in and take the jacks out. Ain't no harder to jack up a house than it is your car. But man, it sure looks like a job. And if they break the plumbing loose, then they have to fix it, of course. And if the sheetrock inside cracks, normally it's going to be fixed anyway, if there is any. No big deal to jack up a house. I've had guys jack up houses in an hour. Be gone. Done. Ray had that whole house he was telling you about. Totally lifted. 8 inches off the ground. Total price, $800. They just lifted it up and put concrete blocks under it. When you learn those repairs, when you learn what it really costs, you learn it's not really near as expensive as you think. Let's stay on contracts here till we get it done because we're close.